Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jazmin, and as you see by the title, today's is a different type of video that I never done on my channel before, and I just want to give it a little try because I like watching these type of videos. I didn't know if you guys like that type of content, but you can comment down below if you're you like the idea. If y'all don't, I'm probably still gonna do it, but yeah, just let me know. So I'm gonna be reading two stories off of Reddit, one called The Smiling Man and the other one called The Spooky Sleep App Voice. They're both off of Reddit. I will link the Reddits in the description if I can. If I cannot, I'll just put the names and who's it by, who the story is by. The first story is called The Smiling Man. About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the U.S. I've always been a night person, so I will often find myself bored after my roommate, who was decisively not a night person, went to sleep to pass the time. I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night, and never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommate that even drug dealers in the city were polite. But all that changed in just a few minutes of one evening. It was Wednesday, somewhere between 1 and 2 in the morning, and I was walking near a police patrol park, quite a ways from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weeknight. It was very little traffic and almost no one on foot. The park was as empty as most nights. It was completely empty. I turned down a short side street in order to loop back to my apartment. When I first noticed him at the far end of the street, on my side, was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to the waltz, but he finished with each box within an odd forward stride. I guess you could say he was dance walking, headed straight for me. Deciding he was probably drunk, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk to pass me by. The closer he got, the more I realized how gracefully he was moving. He was very tall and lanky and wearing an old suit. He danced closer still. I could make out his face. His eyes were wide open and wild head tilted back slightly, looking off to the sky. His mouth was formed in a painful, wide cartoon of a smile. Between the eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street. Before he danced any closer, I took my eyes off of him to cross the empty street. As I reached the other side, I glanced back and then stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing and was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me. He was facing me, but still looking skyward, smile still wide on his lips. I was completely and utterly nerved by this. I started walking again, but kept my eyes on the man. He didn't move. Once I had put about half a block between us, I turned away from him for a moment to watch the side street in front of me. The street and the sidewalk ahead of me were completely empty. Still unnerved, I looked back to where he had been, standing to find him gone. For the briefest of the moments, I felt relieved, until I noticed him. He had crossed the street and was now slightly crouched down. I could tell for sure due to the distance and the shadows, but I was uncertain. He was facing me. I had looked away from him for more than 10 seconds, so it was clear that he had moved fast. I was so shook that I stood there for some time, staring at him, and then he stared, moving toward me again. He took giant, exaggerated tiptoe steps as if he were a cartoon character sneaking up on someone, except he was moving very, very quickly. I like to say at this point I ran away and pulled out my pepper spray or my cell phone or anything at all, but I didn't. I just stood there, completely frozen, as a smiling man crept toward me. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. What I meant to ask was, "What the fuck do you want?" in an angry, commanding tone. What came out as a whimper. Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they can certainly hear it. I heard it in my own voice that only made me more afraid. But he didn't react to it at all. He just stood there, smiling. And then after what it felt like forever, he turned around fairly slowly and started dance walking away. Just like that, not wanting to turn my back to him again, I just watched him go until he was far enough almost to be out of sight. And then I realized something. He wasn't moving away anymore, nor he was dancing. I watched in horror as the distant shape of him grew larger and larger. He was coming back my way. This time he was running. I ran to. I ran until I was off the side of the road and back on into a better lit road with sparse traffic. Looking behind me, then he was nowhere to be found. The rest of the way home, I kept glancing over my shoulder, always expecting to see a stupid smile, but then he was never there. I lived in that city for the next 6 months. After that night, I never went out for another walk. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look drunk. He didn't look high. He looked completely, utterly insane. That's a very, very scary thing to see. Okay, guys, since the second story was removed, I no longer can tell that story, so I will be telling a different story. It is named It Wasn't a Little Girl. So let's get into it. I was camping with my husband and his family at a small remote lake in New Mexico. There was about 10 people in our group and another group of 6 people in the next campsite. It was nighttime and both of the groups were doing typical activities, making s'mores, having a few drinks, and telling stories. When we all heard that sound, like a little girl yelling out for help. Neither group had children with them, but we were all positive we were hearing a little girl and decided to search the area we heard the noises from. There was a field behind our campsite, and we all saw a very tall, pure white figure standing maybe 100 feet from us in the field, making the noises. We all agreed this thing looked maybe 6 feet tall, skinny, as white as can be. We made our way closer to investigate, but whatever it was that we saw started backing off as we got closer, and it disappeared into the trees. All night we continued to hear a little girl calling for help as we tried to sleep. So guys, what did I say it like that? So guys, that's the end of the 2 stories that I was telling today, just to give it a go. But I do have some more things planned out for this week. You will be getting 5 videos this week because I did not post on Friday like I was supposed to. But you will be getting 5 videos this week. I will be posting each day, and they will be all like scary things themed. I was gonna do like regular like videos too, but I'm only gonna do like Halloween, scary ghosts, things like that. Like if y'all want to talk with me, talk about daywalkers, I will talk about them. Y'all want me to do murder cases? I literally love learning about murder cases. No, I don't love them committing a murder, but I do like hearing about the case, you know, like they did, like let me hear about it. Like, hey, like I don't like that you killed somebody and took their life, but let me hear about the case. Like I like hearing about psychopaths and all of that. I don't know. I'm gonna be a psychologist, like, but yeah. So sorry, but just comment down below any other things or any stories you want me to know. You can send them to my email that is linked down in the description if you want me to. Just hit my email down in the description if you want me to tell any of your scary stories, like anything, like your paranormal stories. Like I'm even going to tell mine. It's crazy, y'all. But this video will be going up. I'm trying to see, do I want to post it today, Sunday? Ooh, just look at the closure. Don't do that. I'm trying to see, should I post it today? No, I'll post it Monday, so y'all can have Monday through Friday videos. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you on. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.